Welcome to the American Grown Podcast, hosted by Austin Sullivan. The American Grown Podcast will focus on people from different walks of life and their journey to where they are now. Now, turn up your volume and settle in for a great episode.
Hi, I'm Austin Sullivan, and I'm your host for the American Grown Podcast, recorded inside the Colortech Creative Solutions studios. Today, we have Cornell Wilson, president of a local nonprofit called Making a Difference in Lebanon, PA. Cornell, welcome to episode 11 of the American Grown Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm so glad you could make it in. I wanted to start with, what was your childhood like? What was your upbringing like here in Lebanon County?
Okay. Well, as everyone knows that knows me, I was born and raised here in Lebanon. Grew up here in Lebanon. The only time I went away was a couple years. I lived in Harrisburg or when I was in college, but that was right down the street at Lebanon Valley College. Life was great. When we weren't in school, we were hanging out at the playgrounds. I mean, that was the life for young kids. Back when I was a kid, is you hung out at the playgrounds. I used to be at the Butex playground or the Webster Manor playground most of the time, and just played sports, or we'd play in the woods. We even had a whole house that we kind of built in the woods.
Awesome.
Had little rooms and stuff, and we actually had a toilet and a bed and everything like that. But we just played at the playground. So I went at the Comans. When the Comans had the pool, we would go there a couple times a week, and that's where you found us. And it was nice because Lebanon's only so big, so you got to know people and new people and can see them anytime and things like that.
Yeah, it's a shame they tore down the Coleman's Park pool about a year or two ago.
I mean, those pools don't last forever.
Yeah.
They have a lifespan, but it was a shame that it seems like it was too early. But partly the problem was it wasn't properly maintained and taken care of, or it would have lasted a couple more years. Or hopefully they put some in-ground pool or some water park or something like that to replace it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And Lebanon needs more things like that, I think, that bring people together.
Yes, more activities for kids, the more to keep them busy and out of trouble.
So now, what was your high school like? You went to Lebanon High.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What was that
Lebanon High
like?
was pretty great. Everybody knows the high school is the Three-Ring Circus. Not anymore. It's a little different now, but it was called the Three-Ring Circus. It was great. I mean, I focused on, did good in school. Just hung out with my friends. Most of my teachers were great. I had a good time. I had a good high school experience.
On the form to be on the podcast, I saw you had mentioned that you had wanted to be a teacher, but you never went that route.
Well, I sort of did. I
Okay.
actually probably only need about 7 classes in student teaching.
Oh, wow.
But then I changed. I thought I wanted to work at a college. So I went into sociology when I was in college. And then I wound up being in the social work field anyways.
Oh, perfect. And you went to Lebanon Valley College, correct?
Yes, I went to Lebanon Valley College. That was a great experience. I mean, if I'm going to be honest with myself, I wasn't focused too much on grades. I was just, as long as I was getting C's or B's, I was happy. Mm-hmm. I built a good resume of experience. I was the student government president, the first African-American to be the student body president.
Very cool, yeah.
I was president and part of other clubs. I was a member of Tau Kappa Epsilon. I was an RA. I worked in almost every admin office at one point or another, so I was very actively involved on campus.
Then do you think your time at LVC and all the activities you took part in, do you think that helped form you and help educate you for what you're doing now?
Oh, yeah. I believe it gave me a great experience. I believe giving back and being involved in events, being involved in your community, it just started my groundwork to be actively involved in the community, how to plan events, how to work with groups and things like that. So yeah, Lebanon Valley College was a great experience,
So while you were there, do you remember any teachers or even now, any mentors in your life that have helped you get to where you are today? Yeah.
Well, probably my mentors happened in first grade and third grade, and I'm actually still talk to my first grade teacher, Mrs. Sherman, and my third grade teacher, she passed away, Mrs. Shirks, but they took me under their wing, and I've always went back to visit them, and I think that's why I originally wanted to be a teacher, because how great they were with me and other kids. It's so funny when I did talk a lot when I was in school, and one time back then you could do this. She said, "I'll tie you up and put you in the hall," and she did. And and then when she retired, they made it part of her retirement song when you tie Cornell in the chair. Or whatever, but I still try to visit her once every blue moon. But they set me forward to want to be in education or be in social work.
Teachers, all grades, right? Whether it's first, second, third, and up into high school, and even in college, that's a great time to impact, the next generation coming up, and bestow those virtues and those responsibilities onto the next generation. So now, how did Making a Difference in Lebanon, PA start? And what's it all about? Because I found you on Facebook. That's where I saw it, your Facebook page, but I don't know much about it, and I'm sure the listeners would like to know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, originally, my mom, when she was alive, instilled in me you should help others and give back to the community. So once I got out of college, and I was sitting at a kitchen table, actually, me and two others that are both from Lebanon or Lebanon area also, and we decided, hey, we want to give back. We want to give back on a small scale. Making a Difference was never supposed to be as big as it is now, but it was supposed to be on a smaller scale, give back to the community. So we were trying to think of a name, and we were just Making a Difference. That was going to be the original name, but then when you get online, obviously there's 1,000 Making a Difference. So we said Making a Difference in Lebanon, PA. It's actually Making a Difference. Now you got me saying it. It's Making a Difference of Lebanon, PA.
Okay.
And it's so funny how people try to correct. People told me it was wrong at times, and I'm like, it's not wrong. That's what we called it. That's what we wanted it. So originally started in the city of Lebanon, and we just started doing some activities at the Butex playground, and we did some cleanups and things like that, and then it just started growing. More volunteers started getting involved, and we just started having more and more events and started getting bigger and bigger. So then we weren't a nonprofit at first. A couple of years, then we became an official nonprofit, and that's partly because we did a campaign to revitalize the Butex playground, which wound up costing around $44,000. So we raised that money, and but we realized that to get money from a lot of businesses and organizations, grants, you have to be a 501c3. So we did that, but we had a lot of fundraisers and things, and we fixed up the park. One of the play areas, we got all new play equipment. We fixed all the benches. We did all the painting, new backboards, new rims, put a cameras, and we did a mural there with the Arts Council, and then we also put a handball wall, which was the most expensive part of the job. People think, it's just a cement wall. No, it costs a lot of money.
Oh, wow.
We actually got a discount on it. They just made us pay for the materials.
That's nice.
So
very nice of them.
That was still $12,000. It cost about $30,000 to put a handball wall up. So we've done that, and then we just continued to do events and getting more involved. And at first, all we had was a storage space, and eventually now we have an office on North 9th Street right near Snitz Creek. We have a full board, and we have two committees, events and fundraising committee, and community service and special projects committee. And we also have an education chair, which we just started a scholarship this year.
Okay.
So any high school student in Lebanon County can apply. It's just an application and an essay. 3 girls won it this year, 2 from Anvil, 1 from Cedar Crest. 1 from Anvil and 2 from Cedar Crest. 25 applied in the first year.
That's great.
Yeah, we actually raised the amount that we're going to be giving in the future years.
Okay.
And we're going to start focusing on literacy also.
Yeah.
And more education. So we do a lot of events throughout the year.
Yeah.
And our major focus is on veterans, youth, and those in need. Those are our 3 topics that we work around, and then we do through education or fun activities or through service.
Yeah, it seems like once a nonprofit has that 501(c), then it really makes them legit, kind of puts them on the map. And like you said, gets bigger sponsors, local businesses start coming out and donating and volunteering their time. So at Making a Difference of Lebanon, PA, you have to have a team with you. I know you do a lot, but is there anyone you wanted to shout out on your team?
I just want to shout out my whole boards in case I forget. I have 10 other board members, and then we have 2 committees. So I want to shout out to my committees, which have a bunch of volunteers on each committee and our education chair. And then we do a lot of partnership, a lot of groups we partner with or organizations. One is like the YMCA. We do a lot of partnership with them to do events and stuff like that. So yeah, I have a great board. Yes, over the last 5-6 years, people come and gone, but they've always had a great board. What I say is I don't have the dignitaries or the rich people. I have the people who are going to actually do the work and volunteer and give their time and efforts and stuff. So our board is very active in our events, and we have and then we have also other volunteers for 2 committees and things.
So it sounds like your board's not afraid to get their hands dirty and really get involved.
We don't have a choice. They didn't have at first. They didn't have a choice. We didn't have committees, but still, they're not scared to get their hands dirty, organize an event, organize a fundraiser, things like that. We raise most of our money. We don't get any federal or state funding.
Okay.
The only ever funding like that was when we did get one of the city grants.
Yeah.
But other than that, we raise our own money. We do have a lot of good businesses that support us and sponsor some of our events, like UGI, Domino's Pizza, Grade A Holloway, JBT Bank's a great sponsor, FCCB Bank. So some of them, like them, are great sponsors and help us out. This year, T-Mobile was our largest sponsor, and Mendoza Group. So we have some great support. And some of those people from some of them organizations have volunteered or sit on our board or got on our board after they started getting, involved and stuff like that, or sit on some of our committees.
Probably once they saw the impact that their donations and time were having, then they want to get more involved, actually get their hands dirty and be a part of it, I think. Yeah,
all our money, now that we have an office, of course, we have some bills, but besides that, all our money goes back into the community.
That's phenomenal.
We're one of the few organizations that I'm very proud of. It might not happen as much in the future, but I'm very proud of. We give back to the community and other organizations. Like we donate it to different groups, and groups when they have projects or big events, we have donated to them. So we're not just using all the money for ourselves. If they're doing something like building a basketball court, having camps or something like that, we give money to them to support that because we feel we can't do it all. And if we have been blessed with our donations and stuff, we want to help others to help build Lebanon community.
Did a little research. I looked on your website, and I really liked your mission statement. It says, building lasting relationships throughout the Lebanon County community by providing services to youth, veterans, which I think is a very underserved demographic, and those in need through education, service, projects, and events. So I did see, I think on your Facebook, you guys recently had a mural done at the
American Legion.
Thank you, with the Legion, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought it was beautiful. How did that come about?
Well, we want to do more murals. We have done some paintings. A lot of the paintings, we did the mural, the ceramic tile type of mural with partnership with the Arts Council.
Okay.
And then we also did some paintings for the season last year that were in our window. We have a big picture window in front of our office. But we want to do more murals, and this was the first one. And we want to show our support to veterans. So we found an artist, and we partnered with the Legion and did a mural. It said thank them for serving, and we also do other veterans events. We support. We have had our own veterans breakfast, but this year we sponsored Compeers Veteran Breakfast. We helped clean up the veterans walkway. That's besides I call it a creek between the library and YMCA. That whole thing. That's also like a veterans walkway.
Okay.
That's not the correct name, but something like that.
Yeah.
We plan to do some stuff there next year. We do a veterans military spotlight every month. So we spotlight one or two veterans or active duty members. They're nominated by the community. So if you're out there listening, you can go to our website. You can nominate someone from Lebanon County, whether they're veteran or active duty. We randomly pick one or two people each month, and then we give them prizes. Or you could donate some gift cards. We give them gift cards to different places. The Lebanon Legion Auxiliary and the Richland Auxiliary, they've been very helpful with buying some of the gift cards for us, and a lot of other people donated gift cards. We're getting low on the gift cards, and we still got to do this for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But we're also getting low on the nominations. That's what is kind of surprising to me. All they have to do is send an email and say who they nominate and what their active duty, and hopefully send a picture. So, or you can go on our Facebook, is where you can see every month that we chose a different veteran. But a lot of our big focus, too, is youth. One thing we're trying to get across to people, we're just not for Lebanon City.
Okay.
We're for the whole county. We
Yeah.
did start, and a lot of things happen in Lebanon City. But our goal is to be beyond Lebanon City. And so we have big events throughout the year. We just finished an awesome STEM camp.
Okay.
That was awesome. The kids had a great time. Now we're going into a 2-week theater camp.
Whoa.
And there's a show July 23rd and 24th. It's bots. It's about robots. The kids will, in 2 weeks, be prepared to do a show July 23rd and 24th. Tickets are only $10. It's at St. James Church. They have a theater called the St. James Players.
Okay.
So we got her to direct this year's. It's an awesome show. When we did it in the past, it was great. The kids do a great job. September is one of our biggest events. We have a collection in toiletry and socks collection drive, and we give to 9 different locations.
Wow.
2 school districts, 2 couple food pantries, shelters, places like DVI, Agape, Rescue Mission. We get about 40 or 50 boxes of stuff. Then, at the end of the collection, October 1st will be the big collection day, 9 to 12. If you want to bring some toiletries and socks to make a difference in his office, once again, 11 North 9th Street. You like that plug?
That's perfect.
But it goes to things people don't even know that school districts have either a closet or a shelf, or work with local pantries to get kids that are homeless or kids that are in need toiletries or clothing or things like that. Socks. The main things are socks, combs, brushes, soap, deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and I think that's about it. Those are the major things that we collect. We'll have stuffed flyers on our Facebook, on our website if you want to help out. And then we have a big trunk or treat event with the YMCA. The first year, 600 kids. There was 1,200 people, but 600 were kids.
Wow.
Last year it rained, and there still was 400 kids and their parents.
400 kids in the rain showed up.
Well, it drizzled, and it was cold. It was drizzling and cold. But we, if you're a business and you like to have a trunk, you could have a trunk contact Make a Difference or the YMCA. Information will be going out closer to that time, probably in September. Each business, people do themes. They decorate their car or trunk, or their canopy, wear costumes. Some do, and they give out candy. They give out snacks or trinkets or books or whatever. It depends. Each person gets something different, and it's a great time. We were surprised last year that we got still about 400 kids because it was a little drizzling and cold. But the first year we weren't prepared. It was the first time, and there was 600 kids and their parents. So there was
that's phenomenal.
About 1,200 people walking around that night or whatever. So that's one of our big events too. And some of the best events too is we have Adopt a Family for Christmas. What we do is we get referrals from like the school district and things, and these people are referred to us and then contacted. So they're not reaching out to us, and we're always after the deadlines for things like Toys for Tots and things like that. These are not, so we don't want people who are getting from somewhere else. So we always get families that are still in need, and we get a wish list from the kids. We got other people we call the adoptees that go and buy the kids gifts and wrap them up so they can put on a tree. We surprisingly get stuff from mom or dad, or usually it's a single mom, and Santa gives a gift at the party. Now, the last 2 years, because of COVID, we had to deliver the gifts to them. We didn't have the breakfast with Santa.
Okay.
But when we have the breakfast with Santa, we do crafts, we have music, we have all kinds of food, and do activities, and then they sit on Santa's lap. And it's a great experience. Most 99.9% have been grateful and surprised because they didn't, go and try to get this. So whoever referred them knew they were in need. So we do that, and then we do a community Christmas meal on Christmas Day at lunchtime. We're the only meal now on Christmas Day, unless it's on a Sunday, so it'll be different this year because it's on a Sunday again. Sometimes churches do something. We serve an average, and it always sticks around 140, 145.
That's great.
People come and get a meal. The last 2 years obviously had to be takeout, but we still got about the 140, 145, help people in need. They're either, need a meal, or they're lonely on Christmas Day, or, homeless or something like that. So it's a great deal. So, we always need lots of help with, funds to pay for all this for Christmas and stuff like that. But, we have a big back to schools events. We do pizza making contests once or twice a year at Domino's Pizza. The 1 year, we don't say nothing but have a team of so many in the age group. And the 1 year, the teams came in with each team had T-shirts. We didn't even say about that. And they had creative names like the Pepperoni Princesses. And this year, some of the teams came with T-shirts or had chef's hats. And
that's so cool.
It's one's on creativity and one's on taste. So they make two pizzas. Well, this year they had like a butterfly. They made a butterfly out of the dough. They did the Domino's symbol, or they do some great faces and creative things, and they get judged. And the judges score them, and then they win prizes and stuff. So it's a real contest. Thanks to Domino's, let us do that.
And that's right on Cumberland Street.
The one on Cumberland Street. Yeah. We do that once or twice a year. We do Easter events. This year we were with the downtown Lebanon when they did theirs. We were the end where you came and saw the bunny and win some prizes. Cool. STEM camps, winter and summer, cleanups, collection drives. We're going to give out books. We gave out books for Martin Luther King. We were supposed to do a cleanup for a service project, but it rained that day. So then we went and purchased books and gave them to first and second grade classroom teachers in 3 school districts.
Well, that's huge.
To have for their class. We're going to be doing more things with literacy and giving out books and stuff like that. During COVID, we adapted the times, so we did a couple contests online where you and your family can go to these different places. So it was promoting businesses, it was promoting eateries and ice cream places, and if you took pictures and put it on, you got entered in a contest and could win prizes and things like that. We also did other things that you can do without people having to be in crowds or together, but still keep things going and stuff.
Well, it's awesome that you could adapt and keep the nonprofit moving forward and helping out those in the community. And I want to do a quick shout out to Phil Tipton at the YMCA, because I think it's phenomenal that, I guess he kind of donated the parking lot or the space to have the Halloween. That kind of blows my mind that many kids and that many people and families showed up. The first year you said like 600 some, and then in the rain, still to have 400 some people show up in the cold, kind of drizzling weather, that's great, especially here in Lebanon County, in Lebanon City. Sounds like you guys are making a big impact, and that's phenomenal.
So another shout out would be Amy and Christy from the staff of the YMCA. They're the ones that meet with me and plan the event. And then Amy and a bunch of others committee, we plan a thing that's called Lebanon Gives. That's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. It's Giving Tuesday across the country or the world, but we call it Lebanon Gives, and organizations come and people can donate to the different organizations. That's what Giving Tuesday is, giving to nonprofits or organizations. So we have a pool where we raise money, and then people can give individually to different organizations. There's usually like 22 organizations participating. We do raffles 2 Saturdays before and after Thanksgiving to help raise money. It's called Lebanon Gives. Look for it at the end of November, right after Thanksgiving. We have an event at that night and stuff.
To go back a little bit, what does an average day look like for you being the president of this 501c nonprofit?
Some days are busier than others. Some days now that we have an office, I'm at the office, or I'm helping the committees or the board members plan events. Some days I'm having meetings. Some days we're trying to fundraise, and some days I'm out planning an event. I feel this is kind of like my baby, or I'm committed to this. So after 9 years in probably, I don't know, hundreds and some events that we have had. I've only missed 2.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I mean, I might only make an appearance at STEM camp or something like that, but at least make an appearance where I help with it. One, I was sick, which was the worst one because it was one of the adoptive families for Christmas.
Oh, man.
And the other one, I was away, but we only had a booth at Old Anvil Days and stuff.
Okay.
But after that, I've been to every event there is. But like I said, it's working with a great board. If we didn't have a board, we didn't have all these events. They're great board members. They're great. And I have some that are teachers, some that are retired, some that are high up in their company or work in social work, work at banks and things like that. And they're just amazing with the amount of help they give to the events. They're very active. It's surprisingly, that's why some people, after a while have to move on, but they do a lot. They give a lot of their time, and, people don't realize that these people are giving their time and efforts. They're not paid or whatever. So I've got to say my board is amazing. Some people that know us say, how do you get their board to be so active? There's always probably at least 2 or 3 that are at every event or helped prepare for an event. Sometimes there's more if it's a bigger event.
So sometimes people give so much of themselves that then they get burnt out. But when you do that, like adopt a family, or you mentioned the buying the presents for the single mom at Christmas, like, what does that feel like? It has to be like,
it's amazing because when you deliver, for sure, you see what type of living situation they're living in. Sometimes we had to give a Christmas tree. Also when we deliver, we still give a breakfast. We give groceries and gift cards and stuff. But some of the situations that that the kid, might be the only gifts they get for Christmas, or they were homeless. And this year was even different too. We had 2 kids that don't live with their parents. They still go to high school, or they're homeless or things like that. So there were 2 teenagers that we helped, and they were shocked. And to see that look on the kids' faces and stuff, or the mom's faces, sometimes the mom or the kid cries. And, one time a family couldn't make it because there was some drama within their family and stuff, and we delivered, and this young little kid, he could have only probably been like 4 years old, but he was really short, was like kind of shy and hiding behind his mom, and we had a bike for him, and it was like I can remember it now, it was black and orange, and he goes, "Mom, how'd they know that was my favorite colors and stuff?" Yeah. And, the mom starts crying and stuff in there. There was one time that we got a last minute request, and the agency forgot to tell the parents that we were coming.
Oh, wow.
And so the mom opens this door, and she's like, "Who are we? Who are you?" And, we're here to bring gifts for the kids and stuff. And she just started bawling, and was like, nobody has done that like this. And then our volunteers were crying and stuff like that. But it's a great experience. It's great to have the party and see them with Santa and stuff like that. They get a lot of stuff, but sometimes maybe that might be the only thing they ever get, or only good Christmas they had in years, or whatever. So we have great people, a long list of people who want to adopt a kid, or them and their business adopt a whole family and stuff like that. And it's kind of the Christmas one is a little more sad sometimes because they have nobody, or they're homeless, or they're so poor that they're still coming looking for a meal on Christmas Day and stuff. So it's kind of sad. I gotta admit, I probably get teary-eyed every Christmas just because I know they say I'm a little bossy though, getting everything organized, but beyond
you care.
Beyond that, they and it's a great feeling, like, to know at least one Christmas someone got to eat, or at least one Christmas kids got meals, and I mean gifts. And I know it's not about the gifts, but still, they don't want to go back to school and say they had nothing or didn't get anything and stuff like that. So, but we have great people who some have been in it since we've started about 4 or 5 years ago. Some have. Every year the list gets bigger. People want to help out, and we give things. And this year was the first year that we had more bigger items. Usually it's not bigger items.
Okay.
Or it's one bike maybe, or 2 bikes.
Gotcha.
Or one PlayStation for the whole family. This year there was some bigger items like computers or TVs. anything that was asked was gotten, which we were blessed because the community comes together. This is not just us. This is the community. All we do is organize it or have the party, the community, or we deliver, And luckily, too, I have some great teachers on our board and committees who have connections with the schools and kids.
I got to agree. I'm sure emotions run very high, but it's for the young kids, I would imagine it's that somebody cares. The gifts are great, like you said, and the meals are fantastic, but it's them knowing, at a young age that there's people out there, yourself, your board members, all the volunteers that like, hey, these people really care about me, care about the city, care about the community. And I can imagine those are some very emotional moments because, your heart's poured into this. So now let me ask you this, Cornell, what are you really passionate about?
I'm passionate about giving back to my community, helping where I live. I've done it before, making a difference. I volunteered. Beyond make a difference, I also sit on other boards and other committees and stuff. I kind of cut that down this year, but I'm still like on 3 or 4 boards and committees. My passion is just helping others. I think even when I was in high school or younger, I would probably befriend like poor kids. Well, I was poor, so poor kids than me, or kids who didn't fit in and stuff, and I would befriend them and help them out and stuff like that. So my passion is just to help Lebanon and help our area and help it make it be a better place, whether it be through service, whether it be through murals, whether it be through community projects and things like that. We're trying to do is more community projects also. So, that's my passion. I believe, honestly, obviously I believe in God, but I believe that that's what my passion, or that's what I was put on earth to do, is to help others.
You definitely found your calling. And we hinted on earlier the COVID and how it affected your business and your life. Are there still any issues that you're facing from COVID, or is that kind of over?
Some volunteers didn't come back.
Okay.
Or they got used to not doing anything.
Yeah.
And to get them motivated to do things, some volunteers, we still have some great volunteers. That was probably the biggest thing. We just adapted. We couldn't have, it was sad in a way that we couldn't have some of our big events or have our events, but we adapted to that part. It was like getting volunteers, and I think other people are having problems now getting volunteers to come back, feel comfortable being in big events.
Right.
Some people are still worried about, overly worried about COVID, which is fine. We've took all precautions during COVID. We still have, if anybody wanted, like sanitizers and masks, if they wanted it. But we, once were able to have events, it was great. But we've realized, some people are not as motivated anymore.
Yeah, not willing to come out into bigger crowds. But it's nice you still have your core board members and your team, to go forward with. How can our listeners connect with you and follow along on your journey?
Well, one, they can go check out our website is www.makingdifferenceoflebanonpa.com, or which is probably a bigger following, is we have a Facebook page called Making a Difference of Lebanon, PA. We do post on everything on there and post pictures of afterwards or fundraisers or events coming up. Now, one thing I could tell you that's been happening this year is because people were so much in the house, almost all of our events fill up like immediately. The pizza making contest only filled up in 7 hours.
Whoa, that's crazy.
6 teams. We actually were only going to have 5. We let the 6th team be part of it.
Yeah.
And some are a couple days. Our STEM camp, we put a cap, but we usually hit the cap. In theater camp, we have 20 kids that sign up. STEM camp. We had Kids Day at camp, which 20-some kids signed up. And we're doing that again in September, where we're taking kids to Camp Rocky Creek, another partnership with the YMCA.
That's awesome, yeah.
So we pay for them to be there for a day. We pay for their lunch, their as many as we can fit in the transportation. Some have to bring their kids, and then we pay for the camp for the day. We're going to also probably take kids to a farm and things like that. But going to our Facebook page, our website also, on our website, you can make a donation, and you can also contact us through our website if you want to volunteer, if you have any questions. But also you can send us a message on Facebook. We do have Instagram and Twitter, but we don't as active on them, where we plan to be more active. That's part of our our plan for the future.
I was going to say, I saw on your Facebook, you have a very good following, and it seems like you're very active. So I think it was like 3,000 some followers, which is great because, again, this is everything inside Lebanon City and Lebanon County. So why wouldn't you want to follow along, and see what you all are doing?
And we want to do a lot of partnership. So a lot of our partners even follow our page or we work with. We don't want to do it all by ourselves. Yeah. We rather partner with other organizations or groups, or someone came up with a new idea and they want us to back them or help them. We'll help them. We've done things where we just helped a group with things where we don't have to do that. Either we can send volunteers, we can make a donation, we can make a sponsorship. But on the other hand, let's talk about that. We need donation and sponsorships. I mean, if people could just help and donate, we have some people who actually donate through our PayPal and do a regular donation that every month comes out a donation. Or if they come to our fundraisers and stuff, it costs a lot of money to do all these things, you know, and things ain't cheap nowadays. We do a lot of prizes and we do big events, we're not just some small things, in our literacy, it's going to cost a lot of money to buy books.
Right.
STEM camps and structures, the murals cost a couple $1,000s to do. The events, we like to give prizes or something, or we have to rent a place, so it's not cheap, and any nonprofit will tell you that it's definitely not cheap to do the services and stuff. But if anybody would like to help kids or veterans or those in need, they can make a donation through our website, or they can send it to Make a Difference of Lebanon, PA, P.O. Box 1425, Lebanon, PA 17042, or they can come by our office. Soon we'll have set office hours that you can find on our Facebook page.
Awesome. Yeah.
We're not always there because a lot of us work and stuff.
Right.
But there will be a couple hours that'll be set throughout the week, and people could stop by. And we've had other events. We do have a big, a big awards thing. This year, JBT got our President's Award. Patriots Homes and some other place, Grade A Holloway, and someone else got our Impact Awards. We gave awards to volunteers, and we had food and stuff. People, if they want to donate to help kids with education, they could donate to the scholarship thing like that, or volunteer. If you don't have treasures or you don't have money, that's fine. Come and volunteer, help out or come with a great idea and things. We are excited, though. We have big news. Like next year is our 10-year anniversary.
Okay.
So we're going to have some big events that for our 10-year that are going to come out. We're probably going to rebrand our logo just for the 10th year anniversary, not forever. And some events that are just geared for the 10-year, or everything's going to be themed around the 10-year, where there's going to be a big event that's going to happen that's going to connect with a lot of businesses. You could call it, for now, we'll have a real name, but like a business Olympics. Someone brought it to us that's actively involved, because they saw the one in Tampa. Like, they have theirs on the beach, of course.
Oh, that's cool.
Sporting activities or different activities, even like tug of war, and or businesses or organizations buy in and they compete for trophies and awards or bragging rights and things like that. And it's a fun day to bring groups and businesses together, but it's also the community. We'll probably have food trucks and music and stuff like that, and we're going to grow some of our other things and just make it a bigger 10 years.
I'll have to have you on in the new year to talk more about it as you get things planned out. Maybe get you on early in 2023. Which is crazy.
We this year was the first year we actually planned the year out.
Okay.
Instead of just going by event. We had the year planned out. Things change a little here and there when you do that. Mm-hmm. But we'll have the year for 2023 planned out in the calendar, so people could see what's going to be happening throughout the year. Maybe not the exact dates, of course, for everything. Some will have it, and some won't. We're going to definitely hit on. Like I said, our scholarship is going to rise on the amount of scholarship, and we even redid our application based off of what we wanted. It's going to be a great year, the 10th year.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Great year.
Yeah, so before we close out, is there anything else you'd like the listeners to know? One last tidbit before we close out.
just to check us out. Check out Making a Difference of Lebanon, PA on Facebook or our website. Go there, or if you have kids or a veteran or someone in need, how we could possibly help them in some ways. Bring your kids to events. The major group that we most focus on is between that 7 to 12-year-old group.
Okay.
We're trying to figure out how to hit teenagers and what they want. With the younger kids, we'll probably be hitting them with the literacy. But some of the events, all ages come, like the trunk or treat or Easter or back to schools events. Come and check us out. Making a Difference of Lebanon, PA on Facebook, www.makingadifferenceoflebanonpa.com on our website, and just help us out.
Sounds great. So, Cornell Wilson on the American Grown podcast in the Colortech Creative Solutions studios. Thank you for joining me.
No problem. Thank you.
If you want to see more American Grown content, follow along on Facebook and Instagram. Username American Grown Podcast. If you received any value, please share this episode with friends, family, and coworkers. And lastly, subscribe and leave a review.
If you'd like to be a featured guest on the podcast, please direct message or email Austin at americangrownpod@gmail.com.